What's up, guys? My name is Stan R. Mitchell. As many of you know, I'm an author, and today we will be going over the top 5 reasons to read Heal 406, which I think is an awesome book. So I'll tell you the 5 reasons I think you should read it, and we will go over some of the reviews. Start out, big shout out to all the Marines out there, my fellow Marines, and all the members of the armed services and first responders. Appreciate it, what all of you guys and gals are doing out there. For those who don't know, again, my name is Stan R. Mitchell. I've written 10 books, 70,000 copies sold. If you like Tom Clancy, Vince Flynn, or James Patterson, then I'm your man. Those are all 3 authors who are big influences on me, and I've taken a lot from their styles and how they've written books. So if you like them, I'm sure you can find one of the 10 books I've written that you'll enjoy. So let's talk about Heal 406. Get it nice and centered there. So a little bit, first reason I think you'll really enjoy the book is it's got 2 great characters in it. A guy named Sergeant Morgan and a guy named Corporal Dean. One's a squad leader, one's a team leader. Both of them have done a tour in the Marine Corps. Both of them got out. I think a lot of people can relate to that, how you kind of a love-hate thing serving in the military. It's miserable most of the time. You can't wait to get out. And then when you get out, there's this massive void in your life. And so these 2 gentlemen have gone through that, similar to myself, where I went back to the reserves for a couple of years after being out for a couple of years. So Sergeant Morgan is wired super tight. He just wants to be the best. And then Sam Dean, Corporal, is the complete opposite. He's super loose, probably the coolest guy you'll ever meet. Likes to surf, likes to get into the thick of things in combat. Not necessarily the biggest fan of the Marine Corps, but it's kind of a love-hate thing, and he can't live in the civilian world, and he's not necessarily looking to become the next Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps either, but really cool dude, really cool character. So what I do with these guys, they're infantry guys, I do about the worst thing to them that an author could do, and that is there's a truck company or logistics company that has taken a lot of casualties, and these 2 guys who are on their 3rd or 4th tour in Afghanistan get transferred to a truck company, which I think most veterans can understand, especially infantry or combat arms folks, that being transferred to a truck company is probably about the last thing you would want to happen. That's what happens to them. So throughout the book, there's lots of firefights, lots of action, but I explore how that they have both attempted to get out. One has married, one went to college, but they didn't fit in with the civilian world. So I explore that dynamic that veterans go through, where the military changes you, and you have a very hard time fitting back into the civilian world, and you're often drawn back to it, even though life in the military is not easy, and it's certainly not always very much fun. So I explore that. I also explore something that a lot of civilians aren't aware of, which is that even in the military, not every leader is a great leader. So this truck company has a guy that, let's just say, he's not that great of a leader. His name's Captain Tomlin. He's kind of a, forgive my French, but a chicken shit nerdy kind of guy. And he causes all kinds of problems. And then under him is a executive officer who's a first lieutenant. She's a badass chick called Lieutenant Flat. And so Sergeant Morgan and Corporal Dean are having to constantly navigate this dichotomy of leadership, or lack thereof, at the very top, and how the Lieutenant Flat is trying to hold things together. So a lot of veterans can relate to when you have a terrible leader, which most civilians have no idea. There are quite a few of those in the military, and they are often promoted far beyond what their talent should allow them, and certainly what they deserve to be. And then finally, as I said, there's plenty of action throughout the book. But at the end, I face my two characters, Sergeant Morgan and Corporal Dean, with a very big choice, which is, what do you do if you're given orders that you can't live with? And in their case, I don't want to give too much away, but this cowardly, chicken shit, nerdy captain, Captain Tomlin, has given them an order not to attempt to rescue some Marines who have been taken hostage. And Dean and Morgan have a choice to make, and I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say it's pretty thrilling, the decision they make. It might involve a hill, which probably has something to do with the title, Hill 406. It might involve a lot of action. So I think it's a pretty good ending, and but let's see what the people say, because I'm clearly a little biased. So I'm going to read 5 quick reviews. First one is from a former Marine infantry officer. He said, and I quote, "The strained relations between infantry and non-infantry, as well as officers and enlisted personnel, is well represented in this book. Using the current war in Afghanistan as the setting, Stan Mitchell delivers a story with the dust, sweat, and conflict of the Afghan war. As a former Marine infantry officer, I read this book with a critical eye, but Stan Mitchell is a former Marine infantryman himself, and he gets it right. If you want to feel the sweat of Marines in Afghanistan, you cannot do better than Stan Mitchell." Wow, thank you. Another Marine combat, served in Vietnam. "I think I have read everything Mitchell has published, and this book is another reason why. Like a lot of us, Stan has had to saddle up and go in harm's way. Where he stands apart, though, is his ability to cogently express the thoughts and feelings of that experience. Many of us have tried writing about it, but few have succeeded. For combat guys and gals, this book is a trip down memory lane and a chance to remember old battle buddies from those long days ago. Thanks for the memory, Stan. Semper Fidelis." Wow, another good one. This is a short one. Doc Lee writes, "Hill 406 was hard to put down." Wow, thank you. This one, written by a civilian, she says, "This is a great story. I've never served in the military, so I appreciate the detailed explanation of signals and situations. In addition, this is a terrific plot. Mitchell always pulls me in really quickly, and Hill 406 is no exception. It is a fast, exciting read. I would love to see these characters again." Wow. And then finally, I'll end with one from the UK. And he said, "We have been waiting a long time for this latest book, Stan. Too long." Sorry. He said, "A good pace with clearly a lot of research, which I'm sure is actually background knowledge and experience." So there you go. A few reviews. I think folks seem to like the book. I think the book's pretty good. It's fairly short, as you can tell. Just a bit over 120, 130 pages, something like that. So anyway, if you haven't checked out the book, go take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm pretty proud of it. And I think if you love action thrillers or books about war, then you'll really enjoy it. And just wanted to say too, I haven't done a good job of reaching out to people, but I really appreciate everyone's support, all the emails and tweets that everyone's been sending. I appreciate you guys keep buying the books. I'll keep writing them. So Semper Fi to my fellow Marines out there. And again, a big thanks to all those in the military, all the first responders, everyone out there helping keep us safe. Thanks, guys.